Ooh, it's Frantic Fridays. Yeah. Okay. So I went for my walk and I got a coffee and came home and searched to see how big a Tim Hortons extra large coffee is, right? Because that's the size that I always get. And it turns out that different sizes in Canada and the US. I didn't even know that. But yeah, apparently the sizes are the same, right? Like the names of the sizes are the same, like medium, large, and extra large. But the ounces are different, right? So this cup is 24 ounces. The extra large cup in Canada is 20 ounces. So I'm getting 4 ounces more at home than I am at Tim Hortons. And then the US is 24 ounces, right? So in the US, you're getting the same amount as this cup. But if you come up to Canada, it's 4 ounces less. So that's what I wanted to talk about with the coffee. And then the next one is the podcast thing, right? Now, I want your opinion here. Would you consider this more of a podcast than just a regular video? Or is it just a regular video? Let me know what you think on that. You know, because it's not the same as the podcasts that I do on Rumble that nobody watches. I know I say that, but there are some people that watch. But not getting as much traffic as I want. Right? Probably because I just sit there and read out Wikipedia articles and comment on them and everything. It's basically the same as watching one of those review videos here on YouTube, right? Where the uploader is talking about a video that he's watching. I'm, on my podcasts on Rumble, I'm talking about an article that I'm reading. It's basically the same concept. I'm just doing something different. I'm reviewing different type of media than a video. I'm just reviewing an article that I'm reading. But anyway, I forgot to mute my phone. Got an email. Ooh, Upper Deck. Anyway. I consider that a podcast. But here with the Frantic Fridays video, I'm ranting about stuff or talking about stuff or, just spilling out what's on my mind, right? So would that be considered a podcast as well? Or what? I don't know. To me, it's a podcast. To you, it might be something different. But whatever. It is what it is. Like I said. But yeah. So the third thing that I want to talk about is the Super Kev movies that I'm working on. I need a name for the city that they're in. Right? Like, basically, I'm getting the influences for the storyline from, like, the Avengers movies and Batman movies and series. Right? So, basically, Super Kev is like a Batman-type detective-type superhero that has a crew like the Avengers, plus his sidekick, Broman, played by Randy, of course. And, I've got a few other people that want to do voices for it too. And I'm still working on that, but I want to finish the script first before I start dealing with who's doing what voices and stuff like that. But anyway, all I need and all I'm asking from you, my faithful viewers, is for a name of the city that this takes place in, right? I want it to reflect like a Gotham type city, like New York or something like that. But I don't want it to be like a real world city. Just make up a name, right? Like a made up city that would reflect what kind of atmosphere this would take place in, if that makes sense. And as for the script, it's coming along very, very nicely and everything. I've got like very, very intricate camera angles and set designs and stuff like that in my head right now. I just have to actually open up the program and make it a reality and actually make these sets. And I've got most of the sets already done because they're like came with the program, and I downloaded a few others. But the main sets, the ones that are like locations and stuff for the actual storyline, I still have to actually build in the program so that they're there when I start filming because it's an animated program. I'm not like actually going anywhere with the camera. But yeah, like when I start putting it all together and everything, the sets will be there and all set up the way that I want them with the characters in the sets and whatever. And then I can just open it up, go in there, put the dialogue in, and then make the scene. And then once they're all done, then I'll put them all together, come up with some music or whatever in the background, and blah, blah, blah. Finished product, out on Rumble. Link would be, I'd put the link to the movie as the first link in my description box on here, so that you can go and watch the movie. But, like when it's done, I'm thinking, I don't know. It all depends on how long it takes to put it all together. But I'm pretty sure it'll be around summertime in 2026 when I'll actually be able to put it out there. Like the absolute done, finished product, and then put it out there, and there you go, right? And also with saving the sets, I can go back in and re-edit it if I have to, right? Like that, like one scene, if something is off, I can go into that one scene, redo whatever needs to be done, save it, overwrite the file that I have already. Boom. There you go. Put it in the movie. Right? So once I have the absolute done, finished product, saved, edited, everything, on Rumble. Then I'll put it in the description box. I'll have like advertising for it and all that other stuff. Promote this movie, right? Like I will promote the movie like to the extreme, right? And because Rumble monetizes right away, I'll be able to get paid for having, like put it out there, actually get paid for the movie. And then I'll be able to pay the people that do the voices for the characters that are in the movie. And then there you go, right? And for the people that are doing the voices for this movie, it'll be like a paid job. Like, oh, hey, I did that voice there and I got this much for it. There you go. I mean, you tell your friends that, and then they'll watch the movie, and then you get paid a little bit more. Like, yeah. And I will be definitely, keeping an eye on how much it's making on its own, and then divide however much it is in a month, and then send off the payments or whatever. Like, it'll work. It'll work. Anybody who does a voice for any of my Super Kev movies or animated projects or anything will get a percentage of, percentage of what I get for the movie. So it'll work out perfectly for everybody involved, right? And it would be worth doing, right? Because you get a payment at the end of the month. Woohoo, yay. Or even the beginning of each month. I don't know. Depending on when I check it, right? And probably on the 1st of every month, I'll check, see how much it makes. There you go. Divide it up, payment right there. Providing it makes a substantial amount to actually send to people, right? Like if you make like 15 cents in a month, I can't really send you 15 cents, right? So maybe I'll just add it up, keep it added up until it's enough to send or something like that. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud, and it's usually what I do. But yeah, I could see that. I could definitely see that happening, and if it gets shared around enough and it has enough views, it'll actually be worth doing a voice for the movies and stuff, right? So I guess also let me know if you want to do that. I don't know. It might be fun. And I'm working on different ways of, like doing all the editing and everything. So yeah, it'll be worth it. It would totally be worth it to do a voice. And the more people I have doing voices for this movie, the less I have to do. Yeah. But yeah, it'll work out. It'll totally work out for everybody. But at the same time, the more voice, the more people that are involved, the less people will get paid. So I don't know. We'll figure I will figure something out. People will get royalties if they help me out. Just put it that way. And if you're interested in helping me out with a voice, let me know, and I'll see what I can do. Like, yeah, character-wise. See how many characters I have that don't have voices, and then work it out from there, I guess. Yeah, I'm serious about this movie now. I know I've been talking about it for years, right? Doing Super Kev and all this stuff, blah, 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 blah. But now I'm in the right space. I don't live with anybody. I don't have to answer to anybody. I can, basically devote more time into doing this movie. So help me out. Let it get done. I want this actually to get out there. And I'm writing a pretty good script so far. So it'll be worth it to hop aboard and help me out, because the better this movie does, the better the sequels will do. Right? Because, the more views and the more revenue and all that stuff that I make off of this, the more likely I'll actually build a franchise and have more movies, devoted to this whole Super Kev identity thing, right? Yeah, he's basically an exaggerated version of me. And just put it that way. That's how he is, right? And it's kind of like Batman type, superhero, right? Like he will have a sidekick, like Batman has Robin, Super Kev will have Broman. And then, and then there'll be Kevin and Randy when they're not in their superhero thing. There will be a butler, right? Like an Alfred type character put in there. I've already got somebody in mind to do that. So that's spoken for. I'm not going to say who, but yeah. You'll be able to tell once the movie's out there. But anyway, that's all I'm saying about that. That is a surprise, who the butler is. But, I got that. I got everything else sorted out. I've got what's his name? Oh, I can't remember. But anyway, I've got characters based on the Avengers. I've got characters based on Batman. Everything's perfect. Everything is perfect right now as far as the script goes. I just need to keep moving forward because I've got a lot more scenes to write. So everything that I have in my head and written down in my notes and everything, yeah, as long as I focus on it, it will get done. So, yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, let me know what you think about the coffee thing, the podcast thing, and the Super Kev thing. Right? I want your opinions on this stuff. I don't want to be just sitting here talking for the sake of talking. I want actual, responses and comments and discussions and stuff like that, And don't be afraid to talk to other people that are commenting as well. All right, because we're all friends here. We are all friends here. Most of the people that comment on these are people that have been with the channel for years, right? So you're used to the other people that are commenting, right? You've seen them comment before. I've got regulars like Susan and Dandelions and, a few others. There's a few new ones that keep commenting. I mean, that is great. I appreciate that. I really, really do. Right? And I am not opposed to people talking to each other in the comments. Right? That's how conversations start. And of course, I'll be watching every single one of them. And I'll comment on them too. Right? So we can all have a discussion together about stuff. That's what I want with these, these Frantic Fridays videos, plus my vlogs, I just want to be like a community that, we all talk to each other. We're all friends. No hard feelings towards anybody. Just make a discussion out of stuff. That's all I want. That's all I ask for, right? The social experience, pretty much, right? It'd be like us talking together, getting to know each other, asking questions, talking about stuff, sharing our opinions with each other, and just being like a big family, pretty much. That's all I ask. So I guess I had 4 things that I wanted to talk about today. But tomorrow, going to an RV show, recreational vehicles, right? Like campers and stuff, with Randy. So that'll be fun. That will be fun. And then Sunday, I'm skipping church. Oh no. And going to a gamer fest, which would be very exciting. So I'll have to find my t-shirt that says, I paused my game to be here. Wear that to that. Yep. Definitely. And then, yeah. So anyway, everything's all set up for the weekend. And I will be back tomorrow with Randy and a bunch of camper vans. So exciting.